Start. Good evening and Assalamu alaikum. You're listening to the Voice of Capital, FM 97.6.
Coming live from our homes in Islamabad, my name is Hamza Haroon.
My name is Samir Farooq Khan, and you're listening to Nat-Khat Nama.
Nat-Khat Nama. So,
Actually,
Samir's today's show is pretty lively as we are the only one as bros here. No
definitely.
one to interfere. So, like
हम
as we
यार,
know,
वो
as we know,
कहते हैं ना extra baggage नहीं है आज हमारे साथ.
आज extra baggage nahi hai na. We are like we
No
have got
one
the
to
free
drag
hand to
you
do whatever
behind.
we want. Yes.
कितनी जगह मिल गई हमें यार.
हाँ बहुत अच्छा खासा जगह
Wow.
मिली है यार बिल्कुल free.
So much leg room यार right here.
Yeah, too much and so much to do. So the thing is like जैसे हम पिछले शो में हमने बात की थी कि like हमने बताया था ना कि 10th of August में गवर्नमेंट ने अनाउंस कर दिया था कि everything will be open in Pakistan from restaurants to cinemas, all the public areas. So the
You're
thing is
finally
that
free. The
yeah,
thing is,
like
मुझे जो लगता है ना कि the thing is कि people want things to come back to normal, right? तो
yeah.
क्या आप सीरियसली वही जिंदगी चाहते हो जो कोरोना से पहले था? आई मीन ये एक सोचने का सवाल है.
Well, अब देखा जाए ना अगर if you are an introvert तो वो
हम्म,
उसको तो प्रेफर करेगा यार मैं घर में बैठूं सब कुछ ठीक है ऑनलाइन सब कुछ है सब ऑनलाइन में शॉपिंग ऑनलाइन में खाना like
घर
the
बैठने का
easy
और
life
बहाने मिल गए हैं यार. हाँ वही
वही
इजी
ना
लाइफ. इजी लाइफ.
easy way life and तो अभी ये है ना like अभी जैसे सब कुछ खुल रहा है and slowly everything is getting back to normal and people are going everywhere जैसे कोई मरी जा रहा है अब दोस्तों के हम पोस्ट देखते हैं मरी है देखा है फुल ऑन ट्रैफिक जैम्स पोस्ट आ रहे हैं कभी किधर ट्रैफिक जैम
यार
है कभी क्या like that.
मैं तुम्हें भी बताता हूँ वो क्या कहते हैं हमने अभी ये नारायण कागान का हम यूट्यूब पे रास्ता देख रहे थे आजकल ये एक एक दो दिन की वीडियोस आई हुई हैं तो
हम्म,
5 गाड़ियों के लाइंस लगे हुए हैं और वो वन वे ऊपर ऊपर की तरफ जा रहे हैं कोई वापसी की लाइन नहीं है
हाँ
तो मतलब लोग अभी काफी इस बाहर जाने का फायदा उठा रहे हैं फ्रीडम को जो मिली अभी जो फ्रीडम मिली है इसका भी फायदा उठा रहे
okay okay
हैं लाइक हाँ मतलब पीपल आर गोइंग नट्स.
yeah so like जैसे ना अब सब कुछ खुला है so like Sami tell me one thing as a person who likes to do fitness how's your dojo going.
Likes to do food. What's a dojo, yeah?
Wait, come on, man. For the past year or so, you said I'm going there and training and etc. and all that.
Past year. इतना टाइम गुजर गया पास्ट ईयर के लिए कह रहे हो. अच्छा वो छोड़ो
Well,
मैं क्वेश्चन के आंसर को वो अवॉइड कर रहा हूँ बल्कि तू मुझे एक बता तेरा जिम कैसे जा रहा है. आई मीन डोजो को तो खैर
I'm
होता है जिम के लिए
अच्छा
रेगुलर
जिम
होना
अच्छा
पड़ता है.
yeah हाँ वो तो है like क्वारंटीन के दौरान खुद ना खुद you gotta be very creative and all that. So and
या
आपको पता है
क्रिएटिव.
घर वालों की नजरों में बिल्कुल सख्त हो जाते हो जब स्पेशली जब आप बाहर हर वक्त जाते रहते हो. So like
सीधा बोल यार सीधा बोल दे यार जो मेरे हालात है वो
यार
तुम्हारे हालात.
ठीक है यार वो ना जैसे आपके हालात वैसे मेरे हालात लाइक घर में ही बैठे हैं चुप and
या
so like coming on to this we
Oh,
have for our viewers
bro. Before starting,
hmm?
we got some
yeah
comments here. जो
yeah
इनिशियल
yeah
बातें हुई उसके ऊपर कमेंट्स आए हैं मिनाइल खान.
I feel
Wait,
triggered
I feel
wait
triggered.
what how come
Why? I mean, this is a completely rational discussion.
like seriously it
I
was
wonder.
like it's a
Wow.
more leg room and all much more freedom to move and like
Yeah.
talk and be yourself and all
कोई
that
शो में इतनी जगह खत्म हो जाएगी.
right
What
so let's get
is
to the
that a
point
threat? Is that a threat? Now
yeah
I'm
man
feeling triggered.
like if I remember closely like you have to be careful when dealing with girls like they like to hit right on the mark
Wise
so
words,
like
man. Wise.
yeah
यार तू इतना
so
डीप
as
कब
we
से हो गया?
yeah man too many experience in life
ओ
and too many
हो. यार काश
yeah
वो तेरा एक फैन अरसलान चाहिए यार इधर अभी. I swear to God,
uh,
this was his moment.
yeah literally I was waiting like where is my fan and all that
With-
so let's get to the main thing here okay
yes,
like
ready.
as our viewers we have like a treat for you guys we have our first guest on our show he's a professional bodybuilder and an entrepreneur and he's the
The
owner.
reason
And
why you're watching this show right now, not our pretty
yeah, and
faces.
the main reason you're watching this show right now, he's the owner and co-founder of Muscle Academy Pakistan, which is here in Bahariya Town
Pakistan.
Phase 7 in Brockgate, Islamabad. So we like to introduce you in our show.
Am I on?
Yes, you're on.
Yeah,
Assalamu
sound
alaikum.
Yeah. That's good. That's good. At least
How
you
are
can
you,
hear me.
brother?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm very good.
It's nice to see you again, sir.
You too.
How
So,
have you been?
yes, how you been, sir?
Very hot in the UK at the minute, so it's good.
In
It's
the
like
UK?
Pakistan. Yeah, for the
Seriously?
first time in about 20 years, it's been warm.
There's global warming for you,
Wow.
Hamza.
Yeah. If you believe in
Wow.
it, then yeah, the global warming. Got it.
Yes.
Yeah,
So
there's
I see you're in your car right now, and
I
Hamza
am,
told
yeah,
me
because I was
the
gonna drive
traffic
home,
jam.
but
Uh-huh.
there's a lot of traffic, so I thought I might as well just park up and speak to you guys. Because I'm not going to be able to. It's not like Pakistan where I can hold the phone and drive.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Hamza was saying
yeah,
that.
we were talking about this earlier. Like,
we were talking about like the rules are a little strict over there.
Very
But
strict.
yeah, but
Yeah.
we're very thankful that you got the time. You took out the time and your patient for your patience that you're starting the show in your car. Just
Yep.
shows how ready you are for a fight.
No, of course. Always ready, always.
All right. So right now we were just giving an introduction. So since you're here right now, why don't you
Okay.
just tell us about yourself, how it all started? Give us an intro for the viewers and everyone
Oh,
because
okay.
they've been asking.
This is a bit difficult. What do you want to
Take
hear
your
the
time. Take your
Pakistan?
time.
Do you want to hear the Pakistan story or my story?
We want to hear everything because in Pakistan,
everything.
that you got your motivation. That's how you started.
Okay, so if we go all the way back, it'll go to wrestling, which is now called WWE. It was
Yeah.
called WWF
All
back in
right.
the days. And I was, as all kids do, you watch wrestling. Hulk Hogan, Ultimate Warrior, they were the big figures at
Yeah,
that
the
The
point.
legends.
Undertaker.
All those guys. And then I watched the movie Predator with Arnold Schwarzenegger inside it. My dad got that.
Yes,
And then
I remember that one.
my dad was a big fan of Bruce Lee, and he used to have
yeah.
the whole collection. Like I'm talking, every single movie you can imagine of Bruce Lee was
And
on
Enter the Dragon and a
all
few
of them.
more.
Fist of Fury,
Oh.
all of them. So I used to watch them with my dad, and I was fascinated by Bruce Lee. I was like, this guy is crazy. I didn't even know that he'd already died. 10 years before I was even born. So,
Oh.
that's how good Bruce Lee was.
But he still had an impact.
Exactly,
Yeah, he had an
exactly.
impact.
So I was watching a movie of a guy who died, 10 years before I was even born. So of course the guy, even today, you can watch Bruce Lee movies today and you can still be motivated. I think you can anyway. So that was the only motivation those days: the wrestling, the Bruce Lee movies.
Okay, so martial arts and combat. Okay,
yes, so I did all the press ups, the sit ups, because Bruce Lee had a lot of moves in the movies that he used to do. So remember there was no YouTube, there's no internet.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm not that old. I'm 34. So just in case anyone's wondering how old I am, but
the fact that we can remember that proves that it's not that old.
Yeah, but there was nothing. So the only thing we had was the martial art movies, and before every fight scene, they used to warm up. So we used to copy the warm ups, and that is Rocky. Rocky was a movie as well where we copied a lot of the movies. I literally watched it over and over again to see what he's doing. The dragonfly, all that stuff. There's no instructional. There's nothing. No one to teach you. You can't do anything. We're too young to join the gym. So this was like at the age of I'm talking 9-10 years old. So I got into it. Yeah.
That's very young. That's quite young.
Very, very early. And then obviously I looked at bodybuilding and I thought, I want to do bodybuilding. Little did I know that bodybuilding wasn't just about dieting and food. There was a lot more involved, which I didn't want to go down that road. The enhanced athlete kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Oh,
so, but I used to do track and field. If I know it's not big in Pakistan, but 100 meters, I used to run 100 meters. So I was very fast. Fastest time I did was 10.9 seconds. If anyone follows 100 meters out there, they'll know that is a very good time. So
pretty good time.
Yeah. So just from there, lifted weights all my life, and I've to be honest with you, education-wise, nah, not so much. I couldn't focus. I knew at a very young age that I just cannot focus in the classroom. I'm obviously, you know, I hope I'm not. I don't come
This
across
is bringing
stupid.
motivation to me and many others right now.
Yes, quite a
you know,
motivation for us.
I'm not going to go into it too much, but the education system, the way it's set, doesn't suit every child. Do you know?
Yes.
It did not suit my personality. I was very hyperactive. I wanted to get out there, I wanted to do stuff, and sitting in a classroom and almost repetitively writing something and reading something from a textbook, you're not actually gaining any knowledge. So yeah, I went to college, failed, if you want to call it that. You know, what do we measure success by nowadays? Everyone measures it by money, success, or what car you drive, what house, you know, that kind of stuff. Which is
Exactly.
what qualifications.
No one questions you if you're what you're driving.
Yeah. So
Yeah, no one questions that.
Yeah. So I knew from an early age that this isn't a measuring stick for me. You know, if I want to be successful, I'm going to do it in whatever I want to do, not, you know, go to, you know, be a doctor. You know, the whole Pakistani parents' dreams, be a doctor.
Exactly. All right. I feel
Yeah, it's
you.
much better to pursue something that you like to do.
Yeah,
that you're more passionate about.
And to top it off, my sister, who's 10 years older than me, she's very well educated. She's got like 4 degrees, you know, she's got masters, PhD, everything. So for me to have like no education was a big thing, you know. I had to do something. And I actually started the whole, today it's called entrepreneurship. We used to call it a hustle. So you buy something.
Yeah. In the past they called that.
The OG guys,
you know,
right here.
You know, I'll give you another example. There used to be these little straw things with sugar inside it, and we used to sell them in school. So we used to buy them. Where I live, it was about an hour away from where I actually went to school. So we used to purchase them. They were 1 pence, and we used to sell them for 10 pence at our school because nobody even traveled this end to even buy them. So the whole idea of buying and selling came very naturally. And then I opened my first.
That's where legends are born, sir.
Yeah, exactly. So I opened my first supplement shop when I was 18 years old. That was just money I'd saved up. I bought a couple of supplements, and I wanted to start selling bodybuilding supplements. I had my first gym at the age of 21. It was only a little garage. Me and my mate hired it off somebody, and we paid rent on it. We bought equipment, very, very old equipment, and we just that was the first gym that I set up. So that was when I was 21 years old. Sorry?
Was this in the UK?
It's all in the UK, yeah. It's all in the UK. Yeah, if anybody wants to know, you know, like my relationship with Pakistan, I was 14 years old the last time I came to Pakistan. And I've got family in Pakistan, obviously. I didn't come after I came after 18 years. And then when I came to Pakistan, I came to Beria Town, and I was like, wow, what the hell? This is kind of similar to Dubai structure, if I want to compare it to another country. Obviously, the people are different. The structure's like Dubai. So I thought I could open a business here, and I reckon I could do really well, because when I looked at the competition, the other gyms, they were
they were nothing.
Very poor standard. And I could have easily come to Pakistan. If I was to rate the gyms out of 10, let's say the best gym is 5. Okay, 5 out of 10.
Whoa.
I could have easily come to Pakistan and opened a gym 6 out of 10. I could have made money. I've got 6 out of 10. I've got the best gym in Pakistan. But I thought I want to do the best I can in Pakistan. So I went all out, you know.
I can see the hustle mind going over there right now.
Yeah. So,
Area town, infrastructure, competition.
So I went, if you know where it is, it's above Nando's, phase 7. It's the prime location. You know, I think it's the best gym so far that I've been to in Pakistan.
Yeah, I've been there.
We have been there, actually. We've been there. We met you.
Been there, and we're quite.
If you remember us.
Yeah, I do. And obviously, long story short, coronavirus, we got shut down after a month. And I'm just going to do a little promotion, but the gym is now back open 24 hours again. So I'm not there at the minute to enjoy that. But those people who live in Pakistan, Beria Town, phase 7, they can go down now and check it out. So it's you know, So going back to the whole story about me moving there. Yes. I had the gym. So when I was 21, I opened the first gym in the UK. And I just wanted to better the gym from there on. So I made it bigger and better. I got a good brand. It was called Iron Athlete Gym. I really grew this business to the point where I had 2 running gyms in 2 different cities, which is Sheffield and Rotherham. It was the biggest independently owned gym in the whole of the UK. It was almost 15,000 square foot. That gym is still going today, and the other gym in Sheffield, that's still running today as well. So for me, it was like, okay, I've achieved what I wanted to in the UK, and I always wanted to come back to Pakistan and kind of give something back. And if I'm going to be somewhere, I want to have an income. That's a big thing for me. If I want to live somewhere, I need to earn money in that country. I can't survive off, okay, I've got money in the UK, I'll bring that to Pakistan, I'll survive off that.
Yeah, it's just not natural.
Yeah, I didn't want to do it. So, regardless, I could move to Africa tomorrow, but I need an income. That's my mentality. I have to think like that. So yeah. So anyway, so that's my little story, my little intro. I've always every single pound or rupee that I've earned is through the gym game. Always in my life.
Wow.
So I'm happy with what I've achieved so far in life.
You're happy, and we're impressed, all of us. And we're getting a lot of comments right now.
Yeah, it's
Okay,
really,
Yeah, let's just read through them.
pretty impressive and quite motivational, in fact, also.
Okay.
Nice whiteboard, right? It's Picasso.
Yeah, that's our co-host, and
Okay.
we're here. All right. So, any questions regarding this? The most wanted questions. All right, let's see the questions. All right, we got some fans over here right now.
Tell him to follow me on Fadi Hussain 13 on Instagram.
Fadi Hussain 13. Everyone, you better listen to that, and we're gonna leave a link in the description after this.
Yeah.
After the show, so you can check in the comments. Also,
we have a gym goer here.
Muscle Academy made my life easy 24/7. Oh yeah. Talking about 24/7, this is a new concept in Pakistan gyms,
Yes.
right? The 24/7 always open. Can you please tell us about that? What's
the main reason is everyone's got a different schedule. People have kids, people have different businesses, jobs, all that kind of stuff. And Pakistan is quite a nocturnal country because it's warm. It's a very warm
You got a
country.
nightlife.
People wake up a bit later. I'll give you an example. In the UK, I wake up at 6 a.m. I get everything done. If I want to get to an office, I can ring someone at 8:30 and he'll answer the phone. When I tried doing that in Pakistan, I used to go to the offices and it's like, oh, he's not here. What time is the guy going to get here? 2:00. Oh, what am I going to do for 5 hours? So I had to automatically change my timing. So I started waking up at 8:00, 9:00, and it's a different thing. Like what I found really strange in Pakistan was I'll give you an example. One of my ACs, the gas needed filling. And I rang the guy during the day. He said, yeah, I'll come and fill your gas up. And he didn't call me all day. He rang me at 11 p.m. at night time and said, I'm outside your house. And, that would never happen in the UK. It would never happen. After 5 p.m., nobody would ever ring you and say, I'm coming to your house at 5 p.m. A tradesman as well would never, ever dream of coming to your house after 5 p.m. in the UK.
I'm sensing some discipline over there.
I think
everyone...
I think the structure is better in the UK in the sense where they tend to value people's time a little bit more. If I was to say in Pakistan, certain people's times are not valued. If you are on a lesser income, your time isn't valued as much, and that is unfortunately. Look, I'm from Pakistan. I'm not saying anything bad about Pakistan. I've gone there to do business myself, but you have to value everybody's time. The waiter is just as valued as much as the manager to me, and I always look at that thing as well, and how am I treating my cleaning staff to my receptionist staff. You have to do everything, and I think in Pakistan there is a little bit of a hierarchy where it's okay. He's a waiter. He doesn't matter if he stays on for an extra 2 hours.
Exactly. Okay. That's right.
Yeah,
couldn't have said better myself.
Yeah.
So we got all this information right now. The Muscle Academy opening here. We learned about how it all started. So I wanted to ask personally. I'm like into Kyokushin karate.
Okay.
So and Hamza told me that your interest is not only in bodybuilding but also in MMA, and
Yes.
it might open up in that in your muscle academy in Pakistan.
Yep.
So, tell us more about your interests and what you learned from your interest towards the MMA and martial
Okay.
arts of
So
any type.
I'll explain. So it's not just MMA. I'll tell you one of my main purposes in Pakistan. Obviously, I've got a gym, which is the main thing. I've got that now. I've got an income. I've bought a house. I've got a base. Okay. So my main goals in Pakistan is to create a platform for people.
All right.
I'll give you a little quick little story so you can understand where I'm coming from. In the UK, right, there used to be powerlifting competitions, which is a squat, bench, and deadlift. It's 3 movements, and they
Mhm.
were held by a UK governed federation, and they were held all over the UK, in different cities, and you had to go and travel, and you had to compete to then be the best in the UK. So a lot of people weren't able to travel and go. So what I did was I created my own federation in Sheffield, and people
All
then
right.
came to me. So I created a bodybuilding, a powerlifting platform for a lot of people in the UK, which is another big thing that I did in the UK. I did the first Sheffield Strongest Man, so I created a platform there, and
Mhm.
from those people today are world champions. Like literally, one of the guys
Wow.
they've broken records, they've broken junior records, masters records. One of the guys, the third best squatter in the world at the minute. So, and they
Wow.
needed that platform. So I kind of gave them that platform to start. In Pakistan, the talent pool is massive. There's 220 million people that have been
Yeah, that
counted for.
is.
So
No doubt.
India has gone a million miles ahead of Pakistan in sports in sports. Okay, I don't know about other stuff. I don't want to get into the whole political debate, but let's call a spade a spade. India are ahead of Pakistan on the world stage of sports. We have to agree with that. The medals show, everything shows there. So, but there's no platform for athletes in
But
Pakistan,
mhm.
especially not in the niche that I'm involved in, which is bodybuilding, powerlifting, strongman competitions, all this stuff. So, what I wanted to do was create a platform in Pakistan which is governed by the International Federation.
All right.
So
Okay.
there's going to be international judges coming to look at Pakistani athletes to say, okay, this guy's good enough to get a pro card. So in the bodybuilding, there's no pro Pakistani who got a pro card in Pakistan because they don't give them.
Mm.
They haven't got the standard yet. The judges don't go there. In India, they give 20 odd pro cards every single year. International
Whoa.
standards. Pakistan hasn't got the facility because
Oh.
nobody can be asked to do it. People are too wrapped up in, oh, it's my gym, it's my guy, promote me. They don't promote the athletes. And the sports minister, I hope this isn't true. I think it is true though. The sports minister of Pakistan is this fat, out of shape guy. Is, have you seen the picture of the guy?
Actually, no.
Yeah, we
Have a
I'll,
haven't.
look.
I'll be
Not
Google
honest.
that
it.
sure, but still.
Google it and have a look at this guy. And someone, so I saw a comment. Someone wrote he used to be a professional squash player or something or the other. I can't remember what he was. But besides the point, they're not proactive enough. So next year, you're going to see from me in Pakistan. It was going to happen this October, but because of coronavirus, we can't do
Mhm.
it. Next year, you're going to see an expo style event in Pakistan from me and a
Yes.
few of the people that I've spoke to. It's going to be in a good location, and there's going to be different vendors there, different gyms there, and we're just going to attract the crowd that needs that niche market needs that crowd. Do you know what I mean?
Mhm.
So that's my thing. I'm going to build
The
a platform
Yeah.
exposure,
there,
the
exposure,
exposure, the
exactly.
opportunity you're giving to the people.
Yeah,
Yes,
and
we get you.
I want to create a federation in Pakistan that's recognized. At the moment in bodybuilding, for example, let's say I put a show on in bodybuilding, the guys from my gym know about it, but the guys from the other gym don't know about it. And then all of a sudden, I give everybody 1 week notice. Obviously, my guys are going to win because they've had more time to prepare. So there's a lot of
Okay.
politics. This is what I've heard from people in Pakistan who follow bodybuilding. So I just think that it's very unfair what they're doing in Pakistan. There are a lot of talent out there. Not this is just my field. Sports is my field. There's a lot of talent in music, in how many other subjects we could say. But it seems to me that Pakistan tends to oppress the people that are good. And they push one narrative only, and they're always pushing that narrative regardless of what happens. And that's one thing that I think we can change. We can change
Definitely.
that. You know,
Yeah,
it's
we
not. It's
can.
not. It's not like how can I say that? Oh, we have to ask for the government all the time. Okay, I'll give you an example. Right, Pakistan people say to me, bodybuilding, the government gives us no funding. We have no support from everybody. Well, I'm not asking the government for any money. I'm not asking them for any venues, for any support, for any media coverage, nothing. I'm going to do all that myself. The people have to get up there and do it. You can't sit there and expect the government to be giving handouts. Do they give handouts in the UK to certain projects? Of course they do. In America, of course they do.
Mm-hmm.
Across Europe, even in India, they don't do it in Pakistan. But it's now's the time for. I don't know the target audience this is aimed at, but I'm assuming they're going to be around the 20 to 30 age group. You can do anything you want to do, anything you can think about. That okay, I want to take this sport to the next level. I want to take music to the next level. You can build a platform and you can do it. You don't start asking for handouts from the government. Why is there no one in charge doing this? I need to
Or
speak to this secretary. I need to speak to that guy. Forget
all
it.
right.
Just do it
So,
yourself.
so we get the pitch. We get the basic idea,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
what we understood was that there is talent over here, but there's like federation guidelines. If there is someone there to guide us, so
yeah.
definitely we have the talent to move up in the world.
Of course.
So thank you, Fadi, for that
Yeah, yeah,
informative, and actually it got me thinking. So that's why I'm kind of like in the middle of something.
yeah.
So but coming back to the show, I wanted to ask in this show we wanted to, like, after the corona for 5 months, everyone has been sitting in their homes, ordering food, or doing things from their own home. we
Yes.
we actually have forgotten about our physical health.
Hmm.
So getting people back into exercise, we want to ask you about that, especially in places like Pakistan.
Yeah.
So what's your opinion on that? What's your advice in that?
Okay. First of all, I've only been in the UK for about 2 weeks now. So for the whole of Corona, I was in Pakistan. So I know exactly what you're talking about. All I saw was
Yeah, it's
queues
pretty hard.
outside McDonald's, KFC, Hardee's. You know, Food Panda was non-stop. It was crazy. The people were just sat here at home eating food. I'm not going to target Pakistan because it happened in the UK, it happened in the US, it happened across the world. You know,
Oh,
Yes, it
it's a
definitely
comfort
did
it's a
happen.
yeah.
comfort thing to do.
People were sitting home. People thought it's a vacation or something.
Absolutely. So the the question I think are you trying to ask me, like, what do I think to
Yeah.
that? Or
No. What would you recommend? Like, we want to get,
get
right now,
moving,
most
get
of our
moving.
audience, yeah,
Yeah,
most of
get
our audience
moving
are
and all
students.
that.
They're students right now, and
Yeah,
they're not getting permission from their homes or something like that to join public gyms or public
yeah.
dojos,
Okay,
things like that. So we want
okay,
to
Yeah, like
we want to
definitely
encourage, we
that's
want to motivate some exercise
okay.
from the home.
I'll get okay then. That's really easy. The first thing you can do is get walking. Everyone can walk. If you've got two legs and you're not disabled, I'm sure you can get out there and walk. So my advice to anybody is just get up in the morning, put some clothes, regardless of how hot it is outside. I used to go out there in Pakistan when it was 40 degrees heat, and I used to jog. You know, I
Oh,
believe, trust me, I did. It wasn't easy, but I did it. You just have to build that little bit inside. I mean, you were saying just a minute ago that you got a lot of students who will be watching this.
yeah.
So if you're
yes,
studying, to keep your mind fresh, you need to do some physical activity. You can't be sat there lazy. I'll give you another little thing as well. Do you know, with this coronavirus, everyone's been sat at home. Your immune system stays down. You don't touch dirt. You don't go outside. You don't interact with people. So your immune system is slowly decreasing. It's not getting the response that it should have. The whole idea of an immune system is to go out there, pick up little dirts, bacterias, little stuff, off the surfaces.
yeah.
Don't wash your hands for 20 seconds every 2 minutes, or sanitize every time you go in somewhere. That I don't believe in that. And your immune system is the best when you are damaging your own. So when you damage cells, your body repairs themselves. That is how your immune system becomes more responsive. So by staying at home and wearing a mask, not breathing in good oxygen, uh, you're actually, it's counterproductive to the virus
Yeah.
in a sense, where you're more prone to catch the
Yes, it
virus.
is definitely.
Safety is important, but we need to get out a little, especially right
listen.
now when
Safety
we
is
have the
important,
opportunity.
but you have to
I'm
build
not
up
gonna.
something that's naturally given.
Yeah, I'm not gonna give advice on coronavirus. I'm only gonna tell you what I did. Okay, so I went to Raja Bazaar wanting to catch the virus. I went everywhere. I didn't wash my hands unless I went to the toilet. I hugged people. If I don't know if Haroon follows my Hamza follows my Instagram, but I used to do a little joke where I put my hand out on Instagram to people to shake it and see who'd shake it and who wouldn't shake it. Because for me, it was like they look. Do you know the death rate is like less than 1%
Mm-hmm.
of coronavirus? There's the normal flu out there has got a higher percentage of deaths. Okay, and there's a vaccine for that flu.
Yes.
You know,
Yes.
so one, we don't need a vaccine. Secondly, the death rate of coronavirus is 0.01%, which you've got more of a chance dying in a car accident. So in that case, you might as well ban cars. You might as well ban cigarettes. You might as well ban alcohol. You might as well ban literally all these activities that are high risk. Do you know like there's so it's such a little percent of the people that are dying or elderly. If you're elderly, of course you're going to die of any virus. You catch any virus. If you've got cancer and you catch viruses, you're going to die. It's part of life. And for Pakistan to be such a Islamic country, where did God go? Where did you believe in God go? I went out there, I met people, did everything by as I would normally. I'm not
Mm-hmm.
saying I'd advise that to everybody. I know some people said there's asymptomatic people and you can have the virus and you can't, and you can pass it to other people. That's actually not true now. I don't know if you know the recent research. That is not true. So those
Okay.
people who think that, okay, we can still pass the virus even though we've got no symptoms, that's default. That's not true. In the UK, they said we had 60,000 deaths in the UK. Then they backtracked and said that if this was on national news, national TV, okay? Imagine
All
if
right.
this happened in Pakistan. I'll tell you what happened in the UK. One of the news reporters said, if you in March went into hospital for coronavirus, got diagnosed with coronavirus, and then you recovered from coronavirus, 4 months later, you got hit by a lorry and you died because you got hit by a lorry. Your death was counted as a COVID death.
Oh.
That's fact, actual fact. So the UK has backtracked on those figures, and the figures are so low. I mean,
that's interesting.
there were this you can Google this. Anybody wants to check this out, you can Google it. It's all available. We're watching it live. This is our news. At this moment in time, the whole UK is saying they've been lying to us about these deaths. None of them are real. They've been fabricating figures. I know people. A couple of my mates are doctors, and the wards are empty. The only people that were dying were aged people who were already had underlying symptoms, heart conditions, lung conditions, or they already had cancer. So this might be the biggest hoax they've pulled on the world ever. Why and who knows why they've done this? I don't really know. I can't answer those questions. But I do know, what do you see in front of you? Go outside there. How many people do you see dying of COVID-19? That's
Yes.
fact.
So we need to take this into motivation that the students, the young generation, they
Get out
take,
there.
yes,
This,
get
this
out
is
there,
okay.
start your jogging.
This is my motivation to students. Yeah, stop. You're young. You're healthy.
Get out there.
Get off your ass and get outside. Start meeting people. Start doing normal things. This is not normal, wearing a mask and not shaking hands and hugging people. One of the things I liked about Pakistan was every time you greet someone, you hug and you shake their hand.
Yeah, it's pretty not
Get
normal.
back to doing those things. You're going to be healthier. You're going to go out, interact with more people. You meet people. Another thing as well, I'll tell you another thing. You know, depression is a big word thrown around recently. Yeah?
Yes. Yeah.
People are depressed. Okay?
Yeah, people are saying like after Corona, depression is going to be a major
Okay.
cause.
So imagine this right now, yeah? I've got my face covered up. What is my expression? If I'm smiling, you don't know. So I'm walking down the street and I say hello to 10 different people. They smile back at me. It makes me feel good. It makes me feel good, okay? If I'm upset, somebody notices, what's up, mate? Why are you upset? I'm upset because this, and this. You know, you spoke to somebody. If you're wearing a mask constantly, you're never going to see people smile. You're going to live a very miserable life. By the time you go home, your motivation is going to go down. Your testosterone is
Yeah.
going to go down. Your depression is going to be high. Anxiety is going to be high. So you're doing it to yourselves. So as a student, if I was 20 years old, I know exactly what I'd do if I was 20 years old. I'd do the same what I'm doing now. Go out there, get out there, build your business up. If your parents are aged, you know, and they need help in the business, take it over. Open the shops. Imran Khan has now allowed everything to open. There's
Yes.
no reason for anybody to be
This is
sat at home waiting right now. There's no reason. You should be out there working harder than ever before.
this is why we actually wanted
Yeah.
a person like you who's done
Yeah.
exercise, who's done fitness for I think past 20 years
Yeah, almost.
to
Yeah.
yeah, to tell the people like, okay,
Yeah.
time to go. So
Time it is time to. I'll tell you another thing as well. So the whole SOPs in the gym to be followed. You have to stay 2 meters apart. You have to sanitize your hands between every set. You have to wear a mask. All this stuff. That was happening in the UK like last week, 2 weeks ago. Now I've just come from the gym. No one's wearing a mask. No one's using the sanitizers. Life has gone back to normal, and nobody's getting ill. In
mhm.
South Yorkshire, where I live at the minute, in Sheffield, there was one person who had COVID. One person. Now there's in where I am now, there's 3-4 test centers. We've got like little car parks where we can just park our car, go in and get the test done, you know, the whole swab up the nose kind of thing.
All right.
Why should I go and get a COVID test
Okay.
done when I've got no symptoms?
I
I've got
think
no symptoms. I
that's
feel
common
fine.
sense, right? That's common
That's pretty
sense right there.
reasonable.
Like, yeah.
Common sense, exactly. So
Mhm.
I'm going to say to the youth out there in Pakistan, get out there and start building, because Pakistan is a developing country. One of the reasons I've invested a lot back in Pakistan is because it's developing. I couldn't buy a plot of land in the UK because the white people bought that up hundreds of years ago, and my dad only came in 1970s. You know, so the best we can do is buy a house. We can't buy land and acres of farmland. In Pakistan, you have the opportunity. You can build whatever you want in Pakistan. So the youth today, I know this is a university forum or a college forum. I'm not hating against education. That is one form of intelligence. There's many forms of intelligence. Whatever you're good at doing, if you're good at agriculture, if you're good at music, if you're good at singing, if you're good at dancing, go full force into that. You know, and fitness wise, at this moment in time, I think every single youth should be keeping themselves fit. There's no reason to look. I've got a PlayStation, right? But you know, I might play it for like an hour or something. You know, I'm not gonna sit
That's
there.
the other type of games right there.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But what I mean is, I'm not stopping people say, oh, you should throw your PlayStation away. Don't watch Netflix. Don't do this. You can always do something. But the main thing is the number one thing, if people are feeling demotivated a little bit, is get up in the morning 1 hour before you're supposed to get up and go for
One
a
hour
run for
before.
1 hour.
All
I
right.
always say this to people that, you know, like when someone's really obese and really out of shape, they don't want to go to the gym because they feel insecure. People are watching and people are going to say something, you know, this kind of stuff. There's a lot of that happens in UK, happens in Pakistan as
Yeah.
well.
Imagine for six
Pretty
months
much
you're staying in
everywhere.
your home. You're staying in your home, and then suddenly you have to go out, and you know it's the right thing, but you're kind of shy and stuff
Yeah,
and
yeah.
demotivated.
So
So
my advice would be is just get out the house.
okay,
Get out the house, you know, just get out and start
start
walking.
somewhere.
Start somewhere, because you know, not only do you build health from that, while you're walking, it's a bit of a meditation. You know, you can start you can start thinking about your day, what you're going to do in the day, your goals you need to have. You take your phone with you, you might write stuff down, you can listen to an audio. But what I do is I listen to audiobooks on my phone. So while I'm
Mhm.
walking, I've
Mm-hmm.
got an audiobook in my head playing. You know, sometimes it's motivational, sometimes it's, you know, a little story, whatever it is. So you know, there's, while you're doing that 1 hour walking, you're being productive and you're doing an exercise for your mind as well.
Mhm.
And that is the key, I think, to moving forward. So your organs are getting better, your health, everything is so much better. And that 1 hour walk in the morning, and I will tell you this, a lot of successful people do this 1 hour walk in the morning, or they do half an hour, or they do meditation, because it does work.
It works.
If it didn't work, we wouldn't do it.
Yes, it does. Yeah, it
You know, you
definitely
can.
is.
No, I just wanted to ask something.
Yeah.
You know, while before I was preparing for this show, I actually saw it on YouTube or Facebook somewhere that there's I forgot the name. There's a stress hormone,
Yeah,
which when you when you do exercise early in the morning, so your
yeah.
stress hormone goes down. So it stays
Cortisol.
down for yeah, cortisol.
Yeah,
Yes,
cortisol. Yeah,
cortisol. Thank you.
yeah.
So,
Mhm.
cortisol, it stays down for the whole day, and then you actually feel more relaxed and you're more productive thanks to
Absolutely.
that.
Absolutely. Do you know when you do exercise, you release a lot of endorphins, a lot
Hmm.
of hormones. You know,
Yeah.
we're very hormonal beings. You know, like when people take drugs, I shouldn't be talking about it, but when people take cocaine, they release oxytocin, serotonin in their brain because it makes them feel good. But you can also release the same hormones while you're training. So if you're going to the gym or if you're going,
Exactly.
it's the same thing. So
So
rather than rather than taking a line of cocaine, you can go to the gym and get the same effect. So
Yes, we need to know this. Like
yeah,
the
yeah.
reward system of our bodies is all messed up. We need to
yeah, we are
um,
we are
replace it
hormonal.
with exercise. Yeah.
Absolutely, we are very hormonal beings. And I'll give you an example, a small one, where if you were to receive a gift of somebody, right, or if you were to give a gift to somebody, you will feel a lot better giving a gift than you will receiving. And it's because our brain clicks to this hormone that the giving hormone is one of the best things in our body. Have you ever given a gift to somebody? We've all had birthday parties and we received a gift. It feels nice, doesn't it? You get a gift, you feel, oh, it's my birthday, I've received a gift. But how
Hmm.
good does it feel when you've given somebody something? Maybe it could be a helping hand, it could be a word of advice on the phone, it could be a birthday present, it could be anything. How good does that feel?
Feels great.
That's it. So we're
Feels
hormonal
love.
Yeah,
beings. We
pretty much I
we have
understand that.
hormones. Yeah. So we need to utilize this. And one of the things to utilize stuff like that is understanding it. And unfortunately, the Pakistan mainstream media, they don't push that out enough. They don't push that narrative enough. All I ever see on mainstream media is it's a household, and you know the female, the
Yeah,
guy gets married, and his wife is at home having an argument with his mom, and they're fighting, and we see all the Pakistani dramas.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's like
Yeah,
a
it's pretty much that.
separate show. That's like a separate show in
Yeah.
itself.
No, but
So
what I mean is, it's your brain, because you're seeing that over and over again. So that's getting into your mind. You need to change your mindset and start
mhm,
looking active, bro. You have access to YouTube now. I never even had YouTube. I never had YouTube. Everything is on YouTube, so you have
definitely.
no
Yeah,
excuse. You have no
So
definitely.
excuse.
so
Everything is on YouTube.
Yeah.
yeah, Fadi bhai, so I wanted to ask about. I wrote a few things down while I was
Okay,
doing
go
some
ahead.
research.
Yeah, go on.
So this is in regard to some changes you might feel when you start exercising. So what are the improvements? So the five things I've pointed out was firstly, learning improves, your memory improves quite
Yeah.
good when
Hmm.
you're what do you call, when you're actually doing exercise.
Yeah.
People have done study groups in UK themselves that instead of weight loss, people have students are getting more better grades the more they exercise.
Yep.
And also reducing stress, the cortisone thing you told us about. So you
Yep.
already covered that part. um, Drastically reducing anxiety. So what
Okay.
about that?
So anxiety. Let's break it down what it is
How does
first.
exercise help that?
Okay. So let's break down what anxiety is. So anxiety is not knowing what's going to happen. So we're worried about stuff that is not happened yet. That's like, I might be getting some grades. I don't know if today was the grades for the UK. So a lot of people have been anxious. Am I going to get good grades? Am I not? All this kind of stuff.
The OA
So
level.
I think it's A level. We call them A levels over here. So they've been A
Okay.
level grades have been
Okay, okay,
released
okay.
today. But as
A
you know,
level.
there's been no exams, so there've been a prediction of a grade.
Oh, okay.
But did you know that?
That-
No.
no, I didn't know
No,
that.
Yeah, in the world.
no, we didn't
Yeah,
know that.
We had something similar in the FSC program in
yeah.
Pakistan.
They
That
did.
they're already passing the
Yeah,
grades, but didn't know about the prediction one in UK.
they did prediction in the UK. So today, so many people are upset, saying, "Oh, I thought I was going to get higher." So what they've done is they've graded everybody down, but you're allowed to appeal. So everyone's appealing.
Hmm.
So very
Oh,
strange. But anyway, so going, how does exercise help with anxiety? I'll explain. So when you go to exercise, you have a program. You can follow a program. You know exactly what it's going to be. You know how your body feels afterwards. You've done something. You've achieved some sort of sense of an achievement. Okay.
The rewarding hormone,
The rewarding hormone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
dopamine, I believe.
So dopamine, exactly, which is the other thing, you know.
Dopamine and
So
euphoria
when you go to the
experience.
gym, you follow a program, you feel a sense of achievement. I've done something for myself. Okay. Not only that, you're also speaking, interacting with other people at the gym, or if you go for a walk, you're seeing things in this, you know, scenery, walking around, taking in what's actually going on in this world. Not a lot of negativity. So by focusing your mind elsewhere, and you know, when you do train, your mind does become exhausted. It does. It
All
does
right.
become a little bit tired. So you're giving your brain a little bit of rest as well. So therefore, you can't be anxious about anything. There's no anxiety. We don't need any pills. The number one cure for anxiety is to go out and go to the gym. That's proven
Yeah.
fact. Yeah.
Yes,
And
that's
like you
you know.
also mentioned,
Mhm.
like people, how we, as we are humans, we are like social beings. Without like during
Yes.
this 5 6 months, we're in quarantine. Most of us are staying at home, pretty much cut off from society. So it also will have an impact on the brain and physical aspect. So going
Do
to
you
the gym
know
is also another thing of socializing and meeting with other people.
the suicide
Right?
rate in the UK is at its all-time high? Yeah,
Oh,
at
Oh,
the
yeah,
all-time
yeah,
highest.
that was statistically expected
Yeah.
from like in the
mhm.
entire world regarding
Hmm.
depression and this.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. And it's only just started. This is like just, you know, scratching the surface. The actual event hasn't even happened yet.
all right.
You know,
I didn't know
in the
about
sense
that.
where depression and anxiety and all this stuff, this is only just starting now. In about after Christmas time, this, who knows what's going to happen? Who
Komal,
knows?
we got a comment from Alishba and
Yeah.
Hamza Khan. We got some comments. We got
Yeah.
two
Yeah.
of
Go
them.
ahead. Go ahead with the comments.
All
Yeah.
right. So great talk. All right. So you're
thanks.
getting some traction right there. Thank you.
Okay. Good. Good.
Mm.
I want to tell the viewers that if you got any questions, like only we are asking and stuff. So this is not a conversation only the three of us are having. You guys can
Yeah.
actually leave a comment. अपने comments दें, अपने सवाल पूछें. और ये अभी बैठे हैं, he's an expert for the past 20 years, physical health. He knows everything. So you need, if you have any questions, please ask him.
Yeah.
All right. So also coming to the next point, helps improve mood to the point that lifting people out of depression. I know you just talked about that, so I just wanted to point out that I also wrote that down.
It's okay.
Like
Okay.
it's clear
It's
on
all
my
right.
point. Yeah,
Yeah.
and also helps focus. You know, people are ADHD. Everyone's ADHD. For those people who don't know, is like a hyperactive. फोकस लाइक इट्स अ डिसऑर्डर इन व्हिच यू कैन नॉट फोकस या काम नहीं होता सही तरह तो उसके
Mm.
लिए लाइक स्टूडेंट्स भी आजकल ना ये दवाइयाँ ले रहे हैं एडरॉल आई थिंक यू हर्ड अबाउट
Yes.
दैट
Yes. I have. I have. Yes.
it's like people are taking too much so
Yeah. Yeah.
about that like how does exercise help in focus
Um,
especially for
okay.
students.
The first thing it does, it gives you structure. So going to the gym is not an easy thing. You know, you plan that in your day. So you think, okay, I'm going to go to the gym at 3 p.m. and I'm going to go make sure I go there. You go there,
Mhm.
you've got a program, you've got a list of things that you're going to do. Generally, what happens is if you can manage that part of your day, you'll be able to manage your meetings better, your emails, your text messages, your phone calls. You'll be able to manage everything. Like
Okay.
I just looked in the comments, and
Wow.
someone said something about The Rock, Dwayne Johnson.
Oh,
I, I,
I missed that
Yeah.
I don't know
where
what he
was it
said.
if you guys know can you please bring the comment here
I don't know
continue
I don't know what it was. Yeah,
So it
but
won't
yeah,
be
okay,
wrong
okay,
saying
okay. So it won't
Pakistani.
be wrong saying Pakistani Dwayne
Easy.
Johnson or Bruce Lee. Yeah.
all
Okay,
right
right. No, the reason why I was going to say the reason I just read Dwayne Johnson at the bottom. Right. The point I was going to make is we all know Dwayne Johnson is. He was one of the guys in WWF who I watched, growing up, watched him wrestle, and he was very charismatic on the microphone. He then came into acting, and he was a bit so-so, did a few movies, and now he's like the biggest celebrity superstar of Hollywood, if you want to say
yeah
that, or
Yeah.
even of the
he
world.
might run for president I think
Absolutely.
we saw that on
Yeah,
Facebook or something
I hope he doesn't. I hope he doesn't. But because I like him, I like The Rock.
Yeah.
But I'm just giving you an example. The Rock's a very busy guy. You know, who doesn't want an interview with The Rock, a meeting with The Rock? How you can imagine how busy he is. What does the first thing that he does when he wakes up in the morning? Do you know?
Doesn't
No,
from
meditate.
what I heard, 4 o'clock he gets up 2 hours ahead from everyone and do a
So
1
he
hour
does two
cardio.
things. You said one, and you said one. So you both know he meditates and he goes to the gym. So
Yeah.
you know you've got to look at it and you think, well, this guy is a very successful person. Okay, he was successful through sports, so we know that training helped him get to his stature of where he is today. He also meditates, keeps his mind fresh, and he is one of the busiest people in the world, and he still finds times to train. So nobody is those people that say I've not got time. I'll give you another example. Barack Obama, whether you like him or not, he was the president of America, and the first thing that he used to do when he woke up in the morning was go to the gym for 1 hour. You can Google these and check it out. This is not me, you know.
No,
I'm
no,
just
yes,
saying,
it's right,
who
right.
is more busier than the president of the United States?
Yeah,
Can anyone
definitely.
nobody can say they're more busier than him.
Yeah,
Okay, Donald
definitely.
Trump is a bit of an oddball, so I'm not gonna. He doesn't go to the gym, okay, so we can't use him as an example. But
He's
generally,
like he's like the complete opposite.
yeah. So
Yeah.
generally, people, yeah, exactly, yeah. So generally, people that are successful really emphasize that they need to be active. They need to be active, and
Active.
what often happens is, I'll give you an example of one of my clients. I'm not going to mention any names or anything, but let's say, okay, I'm not going to use that because you'll probably know who the guy is straight away. Okay, okay. Okay, I'm just kidding. It's a made up scenario.
All right.
It's a made up scenario.
Okay.
Okay. So there's a client of mine, and he opened a restaurant, and it's been his lifelong dream to open a restaurant. Okay,
All
he's
right.
opened a restaurant, and he's my age. He's 34 years old, and he's like, right, I've achieved it now, but I'm fat as hell, and I'm done now. I've done my restaurant. I want to get into shape. Now, obviously, he's done 34 years of bad eating, so it's going to take a while for us to sort him out and get him into shape. Now, he will get into shape. And through that process, as he's getting healthier, he's thinking, hang on a minute, I opened one restaurant. Now my new goal is to open 10 restaurants. Does that make
Okay.
sense? So
Pretty much.
by being, and this is a true story that I've kind of just twisted it a little bit, and just look at the mind frame by
How it
just going to
changes.
the gym, and all he did literally was walk every day for 1 hour, okay, in the morning, and he also walked 1 hour at night because he couldn't really start getting to the gym. He started off with that. His mind frame changed. I told him to listen to a couple of audiobooks. If anybody wants a good audiobook to listen to, a few that I recommend at start is Meditations by Marcus Aurelius is a very, very good one. It's about stoicism. It's about how to just keep
Is it Roman?
Roman. Yeah, he's a Roman emperor. He was the Roman emperor. Yeah, Marcus
Okay.
Aurelius. And he wrote a few journals and he called them the Meditations, which is one of the books that I gave. I gave this book to this guy, and he said to me it changed my life. You know, so if anybody's listening to this, they can download that. Marcus Aurelius. It's called Meditations. It was published in 100, year 100, so 2,000 years ago almost.
Wow.
And even till today, it can change people's lives. And this person now is on the road to be opening his 10th business. And
Wow.
this is a real.
That's pretty.
And I'm just
Pretty big
showing you,
thing.
like, he in his head, he thought he was at the end of the road. He thought, I've achieved what I want to achieve. I want to get in shape now. I'm really out of shape. I'm fat as hell. And you know what? The main motivation was him is he couldn't play with his kids. He said, I play with my kids, and within 5 minutes, I'm tired. You know, so that can be a big kick in the teeth. You know, I mean, I've got a daughter; she's 4-year-old. If I couldn't get up and play with her, it ruined me. Do you know what I mean? So I can imagine how it was very heartfelt from him to come to me to say that, and now he's a new guy. He's a new man from doing what? Walking 1 hour a day and listening to an audiobook. You'll be surprised. It's a very simple thing, but it will change your life and guarantee you.
We got a question for you, Mr.
Can you
Fadi.
please tell the name of the book again? Okay, I'll say it again.
Okay, we'll write it down in the description as well.
Yeah. So it's Meditations by Marcus Aurelius. It's a good book.
meditation. So I'm gonna. It's on my list now. So
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
mean, we got
same
time
here.
right now. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna read it first, by the way.
No, it's very good. I'll give you another tip as well. Now, I've told this to a lot of my friends, so I'm going to give them to everyone who's at university. I'll give everybody a tip. Okay, so
Mhm.
I read a lot of books, but I never went to school, so I'm not educated in that sense. But I'm smart because I read books.
Real
So
knowledge.
I gained all my knowledge from books. And
Mhm.
how did I read all these books? And I'll tell you how I read a lot of books. There's a few process. So you need to get an app, so you can get Audible, or you can go on YouTube. You guys are smart enough nowadays to download an audiobook for free. You can do it. There's loads of
Yes.
torrents,
Yeah,
whatever you
definitely.
call them, out there to download. Okay. So once you've got the audiobook downloaded in the video in the audio format, get the paperback. So get the actual text in front of you, the actual book that you have. Okay. As the
Okay.
audiobook's playing, you can read the words. And if you get stuck into like, how do I say this word? Might be a long word. The guy, the
Pronunciation.
author, is reading as so. Not only are you, and also when you get good at this, I'll give you an example. When you get good at this, let's say I was reading a book and the book was 20 hours long. Okay, so if I do 1 hour reading a day, it'd take me 20 days to read it. How could I read that book in 10 days? Not by doing 2 hours. I'll tell you what I do. I put the speed. I put the speed on double speed. You can do that on apps. You can do that on YouTube as well.
Yes.
So the
Yeah.
person,
The
so
speed
as you're listening
improves.
to a 10-hour audio book, will be cut down to 5 hours. Okay. Then you've got the paperback in front of you. So not only are you opening the both sides of your brain up. So you have like a linear side of your brain which can touch, see things, and all that kind of stuff.
The
And
right
then you have like
hemisphere, left hemisphere.
yeah,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
then you have a musical side of your brain. So when you hear things
Okay.
and you see things, you take more, you absorb more in. I don't know if you know that.
No, I didn't know that.
Okay.
We
Okay.
didn't know that. That's
So
actually a great tip.
okay. So when you're listening, I'll get okay. Let me ask you this question: have you ever heard a song which you have no interest in, but you know the lyrics to it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How? How do we know these songs that we just hear on the radio that we have no interest? We've never sang a. I can sing a Beyonce song from start to finish, but I had never ever listened or read the lyrics. Why can I do that? Because when we listen to words and music, we opening up both sides of our brain, so we absorb more. I'll tell you, there's a book many years ago. They did a little test subject. What they did was so if you read, I'll give you. Okay, I'll say this.
Mhm.
So let's say you want to learn a new language. We want to learn Spanish. Okay, now
See.
Okay.
to learn any language, you only really need to use 400 words. That's all you need to learn. Like, the main words. So every day, if you listened, if you read 100 words, the day after, your retention rate for those words would be 10%, generally. Okay, so every day you did 100 words, you'd only retain 10%. So after 1,000 words, you'd only know 100 words. So then what they did was, this is the actual test subject that they did. They played classical music in the background, and they read
All
out
right.
the 100 words. So they were on a projector. You can hear the classical music. You can see the words in front of you, and somebody's reading the words out. Out of the 100 words that got read out in a different language, the retention rate for those students were over 60%, and in some students it was 80%. They
Wow.
managed to pick up a new language in the space of a week. Okay, this
Okay.
study
That's
is out
pretty
there.
Okay.
pretty
That's
interesting.
This
great.
study is
That is
this
pretty
study is out
interesting.
there, and the reason for that is the two sides of our brain. And one of the reasons why, if you're ever reading a book, you're just physically reading a book, you can go to sleep, or you can read it and you think, I've just read 2 pages, but I didn't absorb
Yeah.
those
Exactly.
I didn't
Exactly.
absorb those
That's the
two
problem.
pages. So the
Mhm.
difference when I read a book is, one, I'm doing it in twice the time that you are, because I'm cheating, I'm listening to it. I'm also visualizing what the words are saying on the page. So not only am I doing it in half the time, I'm also absorbing a lot more. So that is a tip for all you university students out there who want to get into reading books. There you go. Because I hate reading books. I hated it. But I started doing it about maybe close to 10 years ago. I think I was about 25 when I thought I need to start getting in my knowledge from books. And I started off with the motivational books. I started off there, and then I actually was reading a motivational book where I learned this tip from. And since that day, I've listened, and it gets a bit pricey because you have to buy the book and the audiobook. But trust me, it works.
If the knowledge is worth it, there's nothing more valuable than that. So price
Absolutely,
is just a number.
absolutely.
All right. Okay. So Fadi bhai, so right now in the show,
Yeah.
right now, so we have to give a hadith of the day. That's like it's part of our show.
Okay. Yep.
So I'm gonna open up and read one hadith,
Yep.
and this one's from Sahih Muslim for all our viewers.
Okay.
The strong believer is better and more beloved to Allah than the weak believer, while there is good in both. So this was the hadith by Hazrat Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam,
Mhm.
and from this message we can take both that the strength is both physical and in a spiritual way, which we say iman.
Yes.
Yeah.
And for each person having more strength, definitely, and logically rationally having more strength, you can achieve more, whether
Yeah.
it's your will, your spiritual strength, or your physical strength. So a healthy believer, a healthy minded believer is better. So would you guys like to share anything about this?
I would like to say that yeah, it's a very I'm gonna go back to Bruce Lee here, very yin and yang.
Yeah.
You know the yin and yang
Yes.
symbol. So there's good
Yeah.
and bad and bad and good.
There should
Yes.
be a balance in all.
Yeah,
A
a
perfect
balance.
balance.
That is it exactly. So
Mm.
and I think another thing which resonates with me when you read that was we shouldn't judge other people
Definitely.
too
Definitely.
quick. We do that a lot in society, across the board, not just Pakistan, everywhere. We always tend to be quick to judge the other person, and I hate that trait. A lot of people do it, and I think that that's one thing that consciously we should do less of.
So today I'm
Yeah,
just
we should
noticing
do
that
it.
whatever we talk about, Fadi bhai just touches it and it turns into gold. So thank you very much.
Thank you very much
It's
for
really
joining
been,
us this time.
No, no,
it's
of
not,
course.
it wasn't just entertainment or
Yeah.
just giving a lesson out there. It was actually I learned something from this, and
Okay.
Yeah.
this is the type of
We learned quite a
experience
lot that we haven't learned
yeah,
in the past 20 so years.
yeah. And the guy says he doesn't like school, so wow.
No,
Yeah, that's much more better.
no. Do you know what? I think
Anyhow.
the system, to touch on that, I think that the schooling system is dated. That's all.
That's-
It's just very
Definitely.
dated. That's all. That's my only thing against it.
So right now,
Yeah.
just coming towards the conclusion.
Yep.
Like we talked about the hormones, we talked about physical fitness, we talked about
Fitness.
what's the motivation, just getting out there. Also,
Mhm.
we talked about the benefits you're going to get: learning, reduce stress, anxiety reduction,
And
everything.
discipline.
So right now we're talking about bodybuilding. We got a bodybuilder right over here, both of them actually.
Mhm.
So I mean, right now is the perfect time to talk about this one person. So I mean, this is what I got from him: Arnold
Okay.
Schwarzenegger.
Yep.
Everyone, when you say the name,
Yeah.
muscles come in your mind.
Yeah.
The diamond age, the gold age for the gym, and his diamond figure, and I mean, but he was more than muscle.
Mhm.
And with his exercise, like I took this part out from an article, that no matter how much attention uh, you give to his muscles, you need a lot of motivation. This is for Arnold Schwarzenegger. You need
Mhm.
a lot of motivation, learning capacity, and focus to become a bodybuilder, businessman, actor, investor, and a politician.
Yes.
So I mean, we just think of the bodybuilders as only as muscle heads, or just people who eat protein and in their TikTok videos, something like that. But there's actually, I mean, look at you. So I think the only thing left is politician. Otherwise, you're there.
Yeah. You're pretty much there. Yeah.
I need to do acting. I need to get into acting.
Yeah. Yeah. Also acting also.
Yeah. So
No,
I mean,
Arnold Schwarzenegger. Go ahead. Go ahead. You were saying.
no, that's it. Like I'm just saying, there's more to exercise than what meets the eye. Good heart,
Yeah.
good health. There's actually
And
something up
Yeah.
here as well.
and just to tell you
Yeah.
something,
The
'cause
whole amount.
obviously I'm a big fan of Arnold Schwarzenegger, so I know a lot about him. I actually met him last year as well in Leeds. But anyway, so going to Arnold Schwarzenegger, he was the type of guy who predicted his life out in front of him. So he knew exactly what he wanted to do. Anything he set his mind to, he achieved. You know, he wanted to be an actor, and he had a strong Austrian accent. He couldn't speak English. He went through English lessons. I don't know if you know about this, but he
Yeah,
went
Yeah,
through a lot.
I've
as a second language. As a second
Yeah.
language, he did all this.
Exactly, and he achieved that goal. In real estate, the money that he got from bodybuilding, he invested. So I'll tell you what happened. Joe Weider, who was the
Osama Ahmed, ask a question in
Okay.
the comments. We'll bring it up. Okay,
Okay,
continue.
no problem. Okay,
Okay,
so Joe
fine,
Weider
continue.
gave him an apartment to live in, and he said to Joe that I'm not going to live in the apartment. I'm going to rent that apartment to somebody else. He eventually rented that apartment and ended up buying the whole apartment block, which he to this day still owns in California. So it just
Wow.
goes to show he wasn't just a bodybuilder. He was a very smart guy. He knew exactly, and you have to have a goal in life to aim towards. And I'm just going to say another thing as well before we take this question, if we've got time. Another one of my big role models of Pakistan is Imran Khan. You know, I don't care what people say about him being a politician and this and that, whatever.
He's the prime minister, so he's
you know,
doing something right.
You know, he was a big role model for me growing up. You know, Pakistani role models, there's not a lot. You know, let's be honest,
there's
not a
not a lot.
So Imran Khan for
There's
me
not
was
a
like
lot.
amazing. And when we won the World Cup in '92, oh, it was the best feeling. You know, Pakistan have won the World Cup, and everybody knew who Imran Khan was in the UK. Everybody knew who he was. But just going back to Imran Khan, 22 years ago, he did a speech. They said to him, you never got any votes, like nothing notable. And he says, I got enough. I will get the votes when my voters are old enough to vote. So he knew his target audience is the young generation.
Yeah.
And then Imran Khan actually said this. And now 22 years later, after giving that speech, he's now the prime minister, which is a very, very incredible thing to say. You know, Imran Khan had it all. He's got money, he's got fame. If you want to class success as women as well, he's had the women, everything. And for him to go to Pakistan and actually give back, I don't think you're going to get a better guy in Pakistan in charge ever.
I mean, he started and he started off with sports. So
yeah, he's amazing. And he started off with the sports, the discipline from sports. You can't knock it. It works. It 100% works. But Imran Khan is for me is amazing. Absolutely amazing.
All right, that's actually good point.
Yeah.
Osama Ahmed's question. We had a question.
Yeah.
If you go into a game, can you eat anything? Like, can you eat shawarma pizza, etc.? No. No, you can't.
You cannot eat that stuff.
I'll
leave it to Osama.
I'll break it down very quickly for him. There's one thing called genetics. We're all different, first and foremost. So you have to look at your genetic structure. If you can get away with eating a lot of stuff, eat. I do eat a lot of junk. I can get away with it. Everyone in my family is really stick thin. If you're prone to getting fat, then don't eat that kind of stuff. So just gauge it how you are. If you're in shape and you want to eat shawarma every day, keep eating shawarma every day until you start noticing you're getting fat. Then back off. So, but I wouldn't advise it. No.
So what would you actually advise? You know, everyone like the protein and the
all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. I don't do supplements a lot. So protein shakes and stuff like that are not the thing that I promote. I don't think you need it. I think
natural bodybuilding,
actual food is better.
Mm-hmm.
You know, here's the best way to look at it. When you're having a meal, in that meal, try and have something that was alive. So it either ran, swam, or flew. You know, so you can have.
All right.
You know, if you're
That's
having a meal, if you're generally having a meal without protein, that meal is going to be a lot of carbohydrates. It is going to stick to you a lot. If you were having chicken with a little bit of rice, that's fine. You know, you could have eggs. Eggs is a very good source of protein. Beef is a very good source of protein. So generally, that's how I look at it.
All right. So yeah, take that, vegetarian.
Okay, yeah.
I just wanted to say that.
Yeah, the vegetarian.
Look, you're just waiting to say that.
I don't know how vegetarians do it. I don't know how vegetarians do it. I couldn't be a vegetarian. No way.
God made them. This is their reason.
Yeah,
It's like
Yeah.
yeah.
definitely. And all right. So in the end, I mean, the point that in conclusion, I just left this quote out, like Dr. Mark Tanner
Okay.
Polaski.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
said that if exercise was a drug, it would be the most valuable one ever developed.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, like after all the things you've told us, I mean, you went into extreme detail, and the diet and the exercise, the benefits, the people who benefited off them. We talked about three main people today. So, this quote that it would be the most valuable drug ever, this exercise. So, and I mean, it's free for everyone. So,
Yep.
definitely,
Yeah.
who watched our show today, me, Hamza, and our guest and our brother Fadi Hussain,
Yeah.
we this is the message that we wanted to bring out today. This is not just
Yep.
entertainment on that level. You need to change your lives, and this is how we do it. So thank you
Definitely.
very much, Fadi Hussain,
Put your mind to it and
for
go do it.
put your mind to it.
Yeah.
No,
That's
it's
pretty much
right.
what
It's
it's
true.
good.
I've enjoyed it. It's been good. Been good talking to you guys.
Thank you.
We actually just a last comment we got there,
Go
right?
ahead. Let's
Yeah.
go on. My height is 5'5". Oh, I
uh,
can't see it. It was on a minute ago.
yeah, this time you
What
stay.
exactly to my body? I do not look like a box. How old? How old? Well, I'm not going to ask him how old he is, but if this is his
I
height
mean,
and this
sure,
is
you
it,
can.
he's not going to grow any more than 5'5".
Yeah.
It depends what you want. It depends what you want to do, really. I always try to stay kind of like in shape. So, what exercises would you recommend that suit my body type? Squats, bench, and deadlift.
Wow, the big
Three
Damn,
three.
exercises.
damn.
Yeah,
The big three,
yeah.
my man.
Yeah, just get yourself buff.
They're
So,
the only three exercises you should be doing.
all right. So,
Wow.
Fadi bhai,
They're the
so
best ones.
when are you coming back to Pakistan? I mean, like there
In
might
two
not be a
weeks,
fixed
end of
date.
this
Oh,
month.
all right. That's great,
End of the month.
Edward.
Yeah, I'm coming back in the month.
Okay,
Well,
so
looking forward then.
can you please tell us about your the page again, the YouTube page and stuff, so the viewers can know?
Yeah, so I've just started doing YouTube. I've been asked by many people to do it. I've started doing a little bit. I'm gonna start going into more in-depth stuff. Fadi Hussain on YouTube. If you can
Hmm?
follow that, subscribe, please. On
Definitely, definitely.
Instagram, Fadi Hussain 13. I do put some kind of controversial, funny things on there. But I also put some tips on there as well, so you can watch. You can have a look on there as well.
Entertained and knowledgeable.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
have to, because I think you can't be too serious in life.
You
I've
have to
always
keep it
learned that.
fun.
Yeah, that's
You have to
that's
keep
Yeah,
great.
it fun.
yeah, you got to keep it short and sweet.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
So, okay. So after this, you can send the link to Hamza Haroon, and we'll share it in our
yep,
Nat-Khat Nama page, and as well as on other sites, so people can follow. And just like we got questions right like these, we're gonna have tons of more later, so they can ask you.
Yes.
And
yep,
yeah, okay. So see you in two
yeah.
weeks.
Let me know. I'm happy to answer questions. Yeah, no worries. And can I just ask one thing? What does Nat-Khat Nama mean?
What? So actually, it's
What does
meaning
it
it's
mean?
like like jabbing around. It's like just a hasi mazak. It's kind of like that. Joking around.
Oh, okay. I
Yeah,
understand.
you
Yeah,
like
Yeah,
your
you just
because
mess
you
around
said
adversary.
each
me, and
other.
I was like, I don't know what. I
Nut cut
was like, I
means
don't know
like
what this means.
शरारत को शरारत को इंग्लिश में क्या कहते हैं?
Like you're
Like
messing around with each
Okay,
yeah,
other. Like you
messing.
roast
messing.
around, roast
Yeah,
each other
nut
like
cut.
that.
Yeah, it's
Yes,
kind of
yes,
like
yes, yes.
yeah.
Okay,
So
cool.
we got friendly
Friendly
banter
banter.
between.
Oh, yeah, I hear this. Okay,
Yeah.
Wow,
yes.
the English on
Someone
this
just
one.
Okay,
Wow.
she's got it. She's banter. It means banter. Okay, good one, good
Yeah.
one. Yeah.
yeah.
All right. So
Okay.
all right. So thank you very much.
Okay.
This was very
Again,
very
thank you very
knowledgeable,
much.
very fun, and I want to do this again.
Yeah,
So
and
It
just
was quite
remember,
fun and
bodybuilders, we're not just stupid.
no, we learned a lot today.
No, I'm glad
I
you
learned
did.
a
I'm
lot
glad you
a
from
did.
you.
I
lot
learned
here.
a
Like
lot, so it's good.
Yeah.
It's good. It's good.
So
Keep learning, keep reading, and keep running, and keep learning.
all right. So